I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah. What a backdrop you have.
He'll
Where's Jim Carrey and
Oh,
the
God.
Wayans
be here.
and the
He'll be
Wayans
here.
brothers?
He'll be here in a few.
Oh,
Uh, too bad Zoom doesn't have where I can control your background.
Yeah, I know.
I
Too
would
bad.
I would put a big penis on that picture. Hey,
I can do that. I think I have a picture of your face somewhere.
hey,
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
the other day I text this chick, right? I go, hey, you want to see a dick pic? She said, sure. So I sent her a picture of Wayne.
Oh, nobody saw that one coming.
oh.
I
Are we
saw
live?
it. I told the joke.
Yep.
Are we live yet?
Yeah,
We
we're
are
live.
live.
We're
And
live.
Nine
And,
people are watching.
we're gonna do a whole show on sleep token tonight.
Oh,
Yep.
thank God. I was hoping so.
Everybody's just gonna take a nap.
And get a token for it.
No, honestly, they sucked after the demos.
Yeah.
Like
Demos
I'm
are
sure.
the demos are cult.
are you guys aware of Hell Witch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very good friends with Pat. You know, the leader of Hell Witch. Everything with him, it's like, oh, after the demos, everything after the demos. Now I have another friend, Holy George. He goes, you guys ever heard of the Genitorturers?
Yeah.
I think we even talked about Genitorturing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And he was, we had on cassette, like, I don't know if it was the demos or not, but we had on cassette, like the Genitorturer stuff. Then they finally released a CD. And I got the CD, and it's exactly the same thing that was on the tape. But my friend Holy George was like, they suck after that tape.
It's one of those guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's how I feel about Sleep Token. Sleep Token sucked after the demos. They just came out of nowhere, huh?
They've been around for quite a while, but they got popular out of nowhere. Yeah.
I did listen.
Yeah.
I listened to it, and it's like, this is just like all this other modern garbage stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm too old to enjoy shit like that. And, Eddie Trunk is getting all pissed off because what was the name of that band that was using a laptop, and their laptop was stolen, so they couldn't play.
Ronnie Ratke guy. What's it called?
Yeah,
Falling in Reverse.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I checked that band out too, and I'm like, what do I care if they use a laptop? I won't be there. And also, the people that like that, they love that laptop. You know, down here they have a festival. It's a very popular festival. It's global in Miami, where it's all a DJ and tech fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people come from around the world to listen to a laptop.
Yep. And they're dope, but they're all dosing. So, they're really tripping and stuff the whole time. So.
Yeah.
It's just like when you put in Almost Human Live, that DJ comes up, that he goes under that title, Almost Human Live, and he's a DJ and he just plays in front of crowds of people with a fucking turntable or whatever.
It's true. It's true. And also, Almost Human Live is all AI. We're AI.
Yeah.
I'm not
but you might want to have your lawyers look into that. Ralph has the same lawyers as Gene Simmons, so they better look out.
Hey, I have this little thing here that's vacuuming. You know those little round things?
Zoom, what's it called?
Those are cold balls.
I don't know, but it's cool as fuck. It's a really cool little gadget thing.
What are those things called? The little round vacuum thing, something Zoomers or something?
Oh, yeah.
Ricky Rocket. I think
What
it's
is that called?
You call it Ricky Rocket. Okay.
So yeah, it is Thursday. We got anybody in Peanut Gallery talking so far?
Of course, there are. Al Horter is here.
Yeah.
As usual. The Catman's here as usual.
Travis.
I was just watching
Montana Hayes. Dave DeRose, what's up?
I was just watching Al Horta's Night Ranger show. For those Night Ranger, it's oh my God, I'm 60 years old, man. What the fuck is the name of the show again? Be Cool, Be Podcast Out.
Yeah. Roomba. That's the name.
This was,
thing.
yeah. Yes,
Yeah,
Black Spinning Circle. Yeah. Yeah, it was fun, man. I enjoyed. I appreciate those guys having me on the other night. We had Tim Derling, who wrote this book about Night Ranger, and yeah,
I was just watching that before we started the show. Yeah. So, it was Black Spinner per circle, not beat cop. Forever I didn't think about Al Horton's podcast name. It was just whatever. He calls it that. And I'm driving around with my iPod shuffle and that Rush song comes on.
and that's when it hit you.
Is it Free Will?
It's Subdivisions.
Oh, yeah, Subdivision. Be Cool or Be Cast Out. And I was like, oh, awesome. Al Horton is such a Rush nerd.
Oh, yeah, he's a big Rush nerd. Definitely.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're going to talk about Twisted Sister. A band that really sounds like Rush.
Yeah, almost identical. You can't tell them apart, really.
Triumph, Twisted Sister, Rush. Everybody gets them confused.
Yeah, you wouldn't tell the difference.
Yeah.
And,
they may have snorted some Rush.
Yeah. I got to tell you, I love Twisted Sister. I am an SMF. Damn proud of it.
Me too.
And I was jamming today. Oh, I left the album over there. Let me go grab it. This shit is fucking awesome.
Yep. Good stuff.
There's his Roomba. There it goes. Right behind his chair.
Roomba. That's what it is. I was calling it a Zumba, but it's a Roomba. That's what
there it is, man. It reminds me of that little thing in that movie Runaway. Remember Runaway? With Gene Simmons?
Yeah.
I seen that in the theater when it came out.
Didn't they have something like round like that in the office? I think it looked just like this shit, But anyway, this is incredible.
Yeah, man.
Incredible live album. This band was so sleazy, The thing about Twist Sister, while listening to them today, a lot of this Marquee shit is kind of like in the realm of Motorhead, really. That kind of dirty rock. And also the Rods. I think the Rods would have been as big or bigger than Twist Sister if they had a gimmick.
Yeah.
Because the Rods and Twisted Sister were equally as awesome as each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, if you like Twisted Sister, how the fuck are you not going to like the Rods?
Yeah, this is a great show. If anybody wants to get a good live show, live at the Marquee, 1983, Under the Blade period.
Yeah.
I never even knew that was out.
So
when did that come out?
Well, it came out in 2018, but originally, Ralph, do you remember the first Twisted Sister greatest hits that came out? It's called Big Hits and Nasty Cuts.
I have it.
That was my
and
first
it was
album.
pretty much, it was the whole Marquee show, pretty much all of it included. Maybe they were subtracted a couple of songs off, but they used to all the import singles that came out from You Can't Stop Rocking All. They always had live tracks from the Marquee on them, so they've been kind of spreading that around for a while. But in 2018 they released the whole show, so that was kind of cool to get. I got this version of it as well. It was Rhino had it on CD and it came in a die cut TS, but it's the CD version. It's just
so cool, man.
Cool.
Wow. The only problem with that is where the fuck do you put that? You
notice I had to put it in like that to keep it in my records so I don't get bent up and crap.
Smart.
But yeah, it's such a good show, man. Oh yeah, man, that's cool. What songs are on that?
The Kids Are Back and Shoot 'Em Down.
Why are you showing?
That's live at the Marquee.
Why are you showing a Living Color record?
Yeah, well, it's a Twisted Sister record.
Well, every time the light hits it, it cuts it off, and we see the background of Living
And the
Color.
back is cool too.
Yeah, move it around so we can see that record suck.
Yeah, see that?
Wait, it's good. It's still good. Move it a little more. See the total suck.
There we go. There we go.
It's not working, man.
I love that picture though. The band really took some really cool pictures back in the day.
Yeah,
I got this too. This is Bad Boys of Rock and Roll with Lady Boys.
Yep, I got that one too. That's the second single.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
That's the first single was on
Wow, you
Import.
got the original.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, they put them on like they were independently released. They weren't
Yeah.
on. They hadn't got signed.
there we go.
They went like what, like 10, 12 years before they ever even got signed. They were,
It was, 10 years. And if you haven't seen it, it's free on YouTube.
this.
That I have it as well. And I gotta go grab my DVDs too. That documentary is amazing. It shows how they struggled all those years and how much they played, the club shows and all that shit. It's amazing. And it's on YouTube for free. So
If you do find it, if you can find it on Blu-ray, if you're a big enough fan of Twisted Sister and you want to find it on Blu-ray instead of just watching it for free, the Blu-ray's got about like 6 or 7 hours worth of bonus interviews. So it's pretty much everything that they shot for interviews unedited.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty cool to have.
I wish they'd do a part 2 though. They needed to finish up the rest of the albums.
They just pretty much talked about their
the big
rise.
It's the club.
Yeah.
It's the club
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
This is,
What you got there, Wayne?
this is the Blu-ray.
I'm talking first. That's you got the Blu-ray.
This is bullshit right here.
Oh, just throw it away.
But you know what, man?
I refuse to own that.
I have to play Christmas music at work, and I have a playlist, during the Christmas period, and I always have a bunch of songs from that because I'd rather hear that than freaking,
I can't.
standard Christmas.
My wife plays it all the time at Christmas time too. And I actually seen
That's a
them.
good one.
I actually
Yeah.
seen the Christmas tour.
Oh, you
I
did?
talked
Wow.
about it before. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a friend that is a Twisted Sister fanatic, and every time they played, he bought our tickets if we drove them, and he bought the Christmas show, and we went and seen him do that live. It was
Nice. Killer.
pretty bizarre at the Irving Plaza in New York City. D came out with like Santa Claus outfit. They had like Christmas trees up and shit.
Yeah. Cool.
This is the best.
I've seen that. Yeah.
This is the best thing to buy. If you want to buy the best Twisted Sister DVD, it brings 2 shows. It brings that reunion 9/11 thing, and it brings a show right before they flew to England to record Under the Blade. And it's pro shot, and there's a lot of ass people there. They were huge. They were huge up there, and I didn't know about.
I got a quick thing to say about this DVD.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Count.
I saw, this DVD. When 9/11 happened, they did this big show at all the, Bruce Springsteen's and all that shit, and then but no metal was represented on it, so they got together with Eddie Trunk and stuff, and they did this show, the New York Steel show. I got the T-shirt from that night. It was Sebastian Bach, Anthrax, Ace Frehley, Overkill, Twisted Sister, with Eddie Trunk and Mike Piazza hosting it. And the cool thing about the DVD was at the end of the show, on the DVD, they show the crowd like walking out of the thing. It's like the music's off and everything. It just shows the crowd as the credits going. So I was like, oh shit, maybe we'll see ourselves. And then sure enough, I'm watching, and I see John McEntee and his wife at the time walking out, and they were like hanging out by us. And then here's me and my wife coming like right behind them, and I see something on the ground. I'm like a pack rat. I pick up every flyer and stuff. So you see me like picking something off the ground and walking, but I'm actually on the end of this DVD. That's all.
Nice. Cool. Killer.
Very cool. Well,
I
that
recently got this. I found this. I forgot where I got this from. Probably a thrift store or something. But the Leader of the Pack, even though this I hate this song, Leader of the Pack, but I want to rock and I'll take you alive is on here.
it's funny about Leader of the Pack. It's
Got
on
that
the
one too, Wayne.
it's on here.
And the 45.
Yeah, that one I don't have. Yeah.
Leader of the Pack was on here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were playing it back in. They're playing it back in.
Yeah,
the
they
club
started with
days.
it.
You got that one, Ralph? Rough Cuts.
That one
This is the
too.
first thing that came out.
I didn't know I was missing this thing, and I didn't even know it existed. As then I found it on.
I
eBay.
have it.
This,
I have it signed by D. Snyder and AJ Piro.
That's
so
cool.
this came out before the first album, and they do Leader of the Pack.
Yeah,
You
Leader
know,
of the Pack's on
Leader of the
here.
Pack way back,
Yep.
There was a guy a couple weeks ago I noticed on Facebook. I think he was on on the Butcher Shop page on Facebook, and he's always posting bootleg CDs that he has. He had a club show that they did, two CD set from like before they got signed, or maybe it was maybe after the first album came out. But man, the covers they were doing everything: Priest, Kiss, some Maiden, all kinds of stuff. Man, it was really cool. I'd like to get that actually. Of course, they
Yeah,
did some AC/DC. Yeah.
they were playing Hellbent for Leather in clubs when it wasn't, Hellbent for Leather was pretty underground. You
Yeah.
know, Judas Priest Hellbent for Leather wasn't selling a lot of records when it came
Ralph,
out.
I saw the other day you had on vinyl. You got both of those club shows on vinyl. The Club Days is called. You
No,
had one. Yeah.
I have
I've got
one.
them on CD. I've got the two on CD. I've never picked the vinyl up of them. Yeah.
I have part two on vinyl, but I have them both on CD. There's some great stuff on there and some real bad stuff on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we should go to the beginning with You Can't Stop Rock and Roll, and then the one that everybody hates, but I like more, the Atlantic remix version.
Oh, you mean talking about the first album, Under the Blade?
Under the Blade,
Yeah. The two
most
versions.
most people prefer the secret version.
Yeah, that one's way better.
Yeah. Much more. The original versions, it's just, so when did you first get that?
It was after Stay Hungry. The very first time I ever heard Under the Blade was at a friend's party, and I'll never forget. He's playing it, and he's going, "Check this part out, bro." He says, "Fucking." It was during Tear It Loose, till I fucking tear it, whatever he said. And
Well, it might have been shoot him down with a fucking gun. Yeah.
Yeah, he says it there too, but on Sarah Lucy, it's such a fucking crime going on.
Yeah, that's such a fucking.
Yeah, it was mind blowing. So I got it soon after that. I believe Stay Hungry was already out at the time, but I got into Twisted Sister during You Can't Stop Rock and Roll. I didn't know about Under the Blade. I had no idea that shit. Yeah, actually, it was before Stay Hungry because I remember I had no idea that shit existed. A friend of mine had it on cassette, the import, Then I got it. But Under the Blade is fucking awesome,
Yeah.
The song Under the Blade, Destroyer may be my favorite off it. Where you gotta shoot them down, run for your life,
Run for your life, yeah.
Yeah,
sin,
man.
Sin after sin, and what you don't know.
Sin after sin. You're committed.
Yeah. This is a really good version if you can find. This one came out.
Really
cool, there's multiple versions on Spitfire and stuff. This one was Armory Records, which was owned by Spitfire, and it's the original mix.
That's the secret mix.
Yeah, it's the secret mix, and then it's got the bonus DVD of them live at the Reading Fest when people were throwing shit, and they're like details of the story. They're throwing shite at you, and Lemmy and Fast Eddie come out, jam with them,
and also the making of the album documentary on here, where they did it at farm. Pete Way really didn't produce it.
He was just there.
Great stuff. I think it was this DVD that they were recording where Led Zeppelin recorded. I think he said it on this DVD. And he said you go in this room and there was an unlocked thing with original Led Zeppelin masters for House of the Holy, and it was there unlocked. Like anybody could have just stole it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Under the Blade. Man, I think if You Can't Stop Rock and Roll, when they were recording that, the Jimmy Page thing happened. But this was mostly recorded in a barn where they actually put hay around them to muffle the sound or to add to it. It's very, very primitive. I absolutely love it, though. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I just prefer, I don't know why, man, but when I heard that Atlantic version, I liked it more. I think it had more, but nobody agrees with me. So.
It's way too polished. It's too shiny. It's too nice sounding. This sounds like they're gonna really hurt you.
I
other
got
one's like,
used to that
we'll
old
think about
version
it.
too much. You
But
know,
that's the one I originally heard because I started with Big Hits, Nasty Cuts, and then when all the Spitfire releases came out, I bought them all together.
yeah,
And I was used to that Atlantic version. But then when I knew about the secret version, I'm like, oh my god, it's so much better.
those Spitfire reissues, they're okay. They all had bonus tracks on them, but
Yeah,
the artwork was like crappy in them. It was too dark, and
yeah.
even D. Snyder said I can make better copies on my printer at home. He's talking about that, but the content on them was good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got an original Under the Blade picture
that's
disc.
cool. Nice.
And you notice something. You notice something about that too, Count. That's a different photo than what's on the cover.
Yeah.
It's from the same session. It's a
Yeah, there's so
different
many
shot.
different photos. Yeah,
Yeah, like this is
Yeah.
a different
that's a
picture.
different one. I think even
Yeah.
that reissue, that's a different cover.
Yeah.
And I think the Atlantic version and the secret version, they're two different covers, right?
Yeah. I remember when we got MTV that summer, they were showing "You Can't Stop Rock and Roll" video. They were actually using it for promo, like an MTV promo, where you would see the part where, the guys got the headphones on, shaking, and then they showed the band, and they're into denim and leather, and they're into, junkyard. You can't stop rock and roll. So I finally saw the video. I was like, wow, this is cool. So that was the first time I had ever seen anything with Twisted Sister. And then Nickelodeon had a television show called Live Wire, and they had Twisted Sister on, and I think they did The Kids Are Back and I'm Me, if I remember right, live in the studio. That same show had Manowar on it doing some stuff like they did. I think they did Gloves of Metal on there. But yeah, so the next thing I know, they world premiered this new video, and it's the we're not going to take it video, the whole thing, the whole conceptual video, and was like, wow, and the next thing I know, man, they're just blowing up.
Mm.
And I remember getting it, and then months later going into the record store and looking in the import section and getting Under the Blade on cassette. And it was an import cassette on Secret Records. Because I mean, when they blew up, And my only chance to see them back then, I think I've told this story, but I went to see them. They opened for Iron Maiden on the Power Slave tour, and we got there late. People that I rode with got lost, and we got there late and walked in. I could hear Twisted Sister playing, and as we go in and we're going into the arena, it's basically, we're Twisted Sister, good night. So that was it, So I didn't see it. So I didn't get to see them. I didn't see Twisted Sister perform until I think it was 2004, maybe 3 or 4, when they had started back playing again, and they played a show in Virginia, and I went and saw them.
Check out this original cassette I got. Look how old this thing looks.
That's what mine looked like. It's exactly the same. Yep.
Yeah, hey, that guy that played me that cassette, it could have looked like that too, but that shit's like 40 years ago, man. I ain't gonna remember what his cassette looked
And
like.
this is EP from that, from
The
that
connection is so terrible.
era too. Is this I Am and I'm Me EP, only rock and roll.
I wanted to
Got
grab
my
it. This
live
guy,
dates
this
on the back.
flea market I to go to, this guy has that record, but he wants too much for it.
Yeah, I've got all those 7 inches and 12
Well, I
inches.
gotta tell you, what you were saying earlier, Tony, the MTV, they were showing that little snippet. You can't stop rock and roll for like an MTV commercial. That's how I discovered it. I never saw the video till soon after that. But when I saw that little clip of Twisted Sister, I was like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't a parody thing. It was a video. I was like, I don't know who this band is. I had no idea. But they were so cool. Because they didn't. Twisted Sister looked badass without the makeup, man. With all the denim and shit.
Yep.
But they would have never made it looking like that.
No, they needed a gimmick because they look really cool in the back of this.
Yeah, they really did.
They always look cooler without the makeup. Makeup's ridiculous. Come on.
They look like, Mark the Animal came from the Dictators. They kind of look like the Dictators or something there, that look.
Yeah.
I think first
I
blurb
think
I
they would
ever
have just got
saw.
lumped into, you know, just everybody else without that makeup. They needed something to stick out from everybody.
It helped them stick out, but man, did that not age well? I
No.
didn't
Yeah.
even
No,
thought,
because
I even thought back then it was too goofy. It was like,
yeah.
and I loved the thing is that I loved Twist Sister so much with that Long Live Rock and Roll. Still my favorite album. That when Stay Hungry came out, when they exploded, I was so fucking proud. So proud. They were big because back then they weren't, you know, when I was into them. And I'll never forget it. It was Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith tour at the Hollywood Sportatorium. I went to it. And the crowd on the side, they were all yelling at the same time in unison, I want to rock. It was a thing, man. It was really, I mean, it exploded big time and I loved it. You know, I thought it was great. And then there were, you know, the Twist Sister fans like, you know, no, that just sucks. A lot of people I know don't like Stay Hungry. I think that's a fucking fantastic album.
So I've never heard
Well,
of
I made a post today about what we were doing tonight, and several people come up there. Oh, come on, do a band with talent. It's some guys I know that hate them. So you know, whatever.
Hey, but
And
yeah,
they were playing when they started playing when they started playing all the time again. They were doing a bunch of like local shows in the New York area where they were going as Bent Brother, and they just came out and they looked like they didn't You Can't Stop Rock and Roll video where they weren't wearing the makeup. They came out with leather jackets with a vest over them and stuff, and they just came out and it was like seeing Motorhead. Like you bring up Motorhead earlier, that's what it felt like. It was like without the gimmick and all that shit, and it was just them kicking ass with the songs. I really regret they were selling Bent Brothers shirts. They look just like the shirt you're wearing, except for it was a B and B, and they were like
Yeah,
locked together. And I could have bought that twice. I seen them as Bent Brother, and both times I didn't get a shirt. They were very limited, and I think they were sold out at the end of the night. But I should have got one.
Wow.
That was my
Yeah.
favorite time seeing them as Bent Brother. It was fucking awesome.
the thing is, yeah, you know, I don't give a fuck about talent. Hey, I know so many untalented motherfuckers that wrote great songs. All right, I don't care. I don't care if they, you know, you're Eddie Ojeda and ain't Eddie Van Halen and JJ French ain't Gary Moore. I just don't care. I care about songs. People now I can understand. Say, I don't like Twist Sister. Their songs suck. All right, but people say, "Oh, I like Twist Sister because they're not talented." Fuck you.
Yeah, that's fucking lame. We just did a Misfit show and Venom, and both of those bands. There's nothing super special about any of the musicianship, but they are like two of my favorite bands, and it's all because of the chemistry and the songs. I don't care if they can I don't care if they can hit a million notes during the songs. Yngwie is an incredible guitar player, but he's not the greatest songwriter. He's just all about showing off all the time. It gets boring.
Yeah. My point is, man, you know, and you know, like the people. Oh, Kiss is just a gimmick. Kiss, I wouldn't be into Kiss if it wasn't for the music. I heard the song "I Want You" and became a fanatic without knowing what they look like.
Right.
I didn't know Kiss. You know, I didn't. I had no idea.
Yep, absolutely.
And it was the music that dragged me in. So no, man. I mean, just admit it. Hey, the music sucks to me. It's my personal opinion. Not, oh, they're only big because of their gimmick. You're insulting me, man. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Right, Wayne?
That's right. I love Sleep Token.
Yeah. Especially the demo.
That's for the demo.
All right. Yeah.
You guys ever seen the red?
Yeah,
You Can't Stop Rock and
I
Roll?
first saw it because Ralph. I think we did a Twisted Sister show, and Ralph showed me the.
There you go.
Yeah. The
I have
red
it.
one.
I have it as well. This is
I
the
got the black one.
version from England.
Yeah, but I do have the red one on CD. They made a deluxe version of it on CD.
That's a radio promo version there. It's got the little timing strip on the bottom.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, if you see the documentary of We Are Twisted Fucking Sister, they didn't promote it at all. Atlantic did shit. They treated them like they treated Sabotage. You know, they just treated them like crap. But it sold so many records that the president, that that warned a guy earlier, if you bring up Twist Sister again, I'm going to fire you. Because this guy was trying to get Twist Sister in Atlantic Records so bad. And then this really respected guy from England that worked for Atlantic Records saw them. And he signed them. He signed them, and then he talked to the guy, the president of Atlantic, say, oh man, I just signed this amazing band. Well, yeah, what do they call it? Twisted Sister. He's like, what the hell? You know, and but he said, fuck Twisted Sister. He didn't promote him at all. And they sold so many records on grassroots. They were driving around in a little fucking Winnebago doing shows with Queensryche and stuff. And they sold a bunch of records that the guy brought Dee Snider to the Atlantic Studio. He goes, I'm going to make you the biggest band in the world. He said that before they recorded Stay Hungry. And it was produced by one of my favorite.
Tom Werman.
One of my favorite producers, man. And he produced the best albums from bands that hate him. He produced the best Cheap Trick album. He produced the best Motley Crue album.
Molly Hatchet.
Molly Hatchet never badmouthed. But they're, Dee Snider badmouthed them, Nikki Sixx badmouthed them, Rick Nielsen badmouthed them. They all badmouthed them, but he produced their best fucking record. Or in Twist Sister's case, maybe not my favorite, but it was their most popular album. I think it sold 3 million, right? That's impressive. In 1984 to sell 3 million is like, and today, it'd take, sell 3 million today is about, I don't know, what is that, 240 units?
That.
Or 5 quadrillion downloads.
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
Yeah. Spotify.
Yeah. Stupid.
Yeah, man.
Well, anyway,
that's a great album. I love that. I don't like that album as much as I like Under the Blade, but it still is a really good album. That's some really good songs.
This album rules. I even like the stupid ballad.
Oh yeah, it's a great ballad.
And again, it's a different back cover.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the American.
I'll say, oh yeah, you got different.
There's a new record out. There's a new Twisted Sister compilation record that just came out recently, and I think it's that photo is the cover of it, or something similar. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just a cheesy compilation. I don't think it's anything.
It's just it's probably a bunch of songs from the Stay Hungry and the You Can't Stop Rock and Roll. Probably. I don't know. They might throw leader of the pack on it.
It's just so funny though. Like,
I got this 12-inch single from You Can't Stop Rock and Roll era. It's got the kids are back, and then What You Don't Want Sure Can't Hurt You, Bad Boys Rock and Roll, and Run for Your Life. Just no cover though, just 12-inch single thing.
Nice.
It's just so funny. Like, they put the picture on the back here where no makeup and then the makeup, and then inside no makeup. And again, they still look cool without the makeup on.
I think they look better without the makeup. It wouldn't have sold as much.
They did, yeah.
It wouldn't have sold as much if they didn't wear that goofy makeup. What's that, Tony? I've never seen that before.
So this is You Can't Stop Rock and Roll 12-inch single, the England from England or Europe or whatever, and it's got 3 songs that didn't make the album, which they put on those Spitfire reissues. It's got Feel the Power, 4-Barrel Heart of Love, and One Man Woman.
Feel the Power is a badass song.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Yeah.
I love Feel the Power.
They're all on bicycles here on the back with their cuts on, but they're not on motorcycles. They're on bikes, like dirt bikes.
That's so cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
I want to ride my bicycle.
All right, then the blockbuster.
Yep.
Stay Hungry.
Everybody's got Stay Hungry. Everybody's got 8,000 different versions of Stay Hungry.
Yeah.
I have this on cassette somewhere. I have this on CD.
I got to show you. There was a controversy.
CD.
There was a controversy of a reissue I bought, and I didn't find out till later. Now I don't see it. Stay Hungry was re-released, and the volume was too low. And I got that copy.
The CD version that came out, the remastered CD.
There it is.
Yeah, the remastered one. Yes,
I found it.
Yep.
Yeah,
I have that one.
This shit sounds the audio's too low, and what I understand, I found out years later, you could have returned this.
Yeah.
I
You
did.
sent in to see. I did too. Yep.
So okay,
And-
so they put remember the MTV concert, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was released on home video, but this is the uncensored. They shot it twice because the first version he didn't curse any, and that's what was shown on MTV. And then this version's got all the profanity in it. So this never came out on DVD. They put a DVD out with all their videos and stuff called the Video Years, and the version of the concert they put on it was the censored version. So what you were just saying about that CD, if you took a picture of your receipt and emailed it to the record label, they would send you another disc to replace the disc that's low that sounded right. Plus, they sent you a DVD of this concert uncut.
Oh wow!
Wow,
And
that's cool.
and it had a letter from JJ
Yeah.
French apologizing for the whole ordeal, and it was really signed by.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And you missed that,
When
right?
they played that show on MTV, that was such a big deal. When that show got played on MTV, I fucking loved them from that point.
They played it so much too.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's the first time I saw stage diving. Was on that video.
You know,
Because they had the fences and stuff. People were climbing like the fences and jumping off of them. Right?
Yeah. It's. I have a burned DVD of it. It's got interviews of Dee backstage.
yeah.
Amazing.
They're talking about the whole part at the beginning where the crowd was pushing the barricade, and they're saying you got to back up and all that. Yeah, that was nutty.
But my first exposure to Twisted Sister was in the Pee Wee's Big Adventure movie, because they were recording the fake video for Burn in Hell, and I was like, who the hell is this band? That song, I love that song. I was like, I gotta hear that song. I just watched that the other day with my son. He was freaking laughing through the whole entire movie.
That's a great movie.
It really is one of the top movies ever.
Yeah, I saw it in the theater, and that scene came on. I'm like, whoa!
Yeah.
I would have been expecting to see Twisted Sister pop up.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was.
Yeah, it was a good cameo.
That was good
Yeah,
stuff.
it was a great cameo, man. That whole movie.
Ralph, did you make the Burning Hell video? Are you the one that made that one for it was
Yeah, I think you did, right?
I remember
Yeah,
seeing
I
that.
used a lot of clips, but then when it went to that Pee Wee Herman section of the movie, I slapped that in there. I didn't edit it at all. I just put that.
Yeah.
That part's after the solo, the Pee Wee thing. So yeah, I use footage of the Stay Hungry show, and also I put footage of Lord of the Rings, the volcanoes.
Yeah.
It came out pretty cool, man. But
Michael Rutherford, is that the 25th anniversary version of Stay Hungry? Yes, I believe.
yeah, and all the bonus stuff on here sucks.
Yeah, kind of.
It's like you once, you don't want to hear it again.
Yeah.
They recently put out
Still Hungry. What do you guys think about
Don't even bother.
Still Hungry?
I refuse to own that. I refuse to have that.
I got
this
that
was
one
given
too.
to me. This was given to me by a friend that worked with Spitfire, so it's autographed by the whole band. So that's the only reason I have it. But that's pretty cool.
I was extremely excited for that because I've been hearing Dee complain about how
They always complain about how much it sounds like shit. They don't like it. Yeah.
And then I hear that and I'm like, what the fuck?
This is worse. Like, no.
Well, a lot of bands did those re-recordings and they said stuff like that, but a lot of them, I'm sure JJ French, with his business mind that's always rolling, when you license a song for a movie, if they license the new version of it, the band gets all the money for it, and the record label makes nothing off of it. If you license the original version, the record label gets part of the cut.
Right.
Yeah, I know about that. Stryper did that actually.
Yeah.
A lot
How many movies did Stryper had music in?
Yeah, none. Because the movie industry is all about Satan.
That's true.
Yeah, but they could use that great mashup of The Hell with the Devil that came out. That's what we were going to talk about tonight. That was supposed to be the topic tonight.
That shit was great. I love it.
Yeah.
And everybody's showing up, all these different bands doing.
Anything with the devil, and you got Twisted Sister in there, you're gonna burn it. Hell, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
that was
really cool. Yeah, it's mostly to hell with the devil
Yeah.
yeah. That's the background main track. Yeah, yeah, man.
Tell us about that back patch you got there, Count.
It's the greatest back patch ever, right there. You walk down the street with that, people say that's one sick motherfucker. Don't
though.
mess with you. They do not mess with you. But just look
Yeah,
how ridiculous that patch is.
yeah.
Imagine fucking having that on your jacket. And look at this patch. I thought this was
I'd
a
put it
Bette
on mine. It's
Midler
cool.
patch when I bought it. I thought this was a Bette Midler patch.
Yeah,
I was like,
it does look
Twisted
like Bette Midler.
Sister.
That looks like a crack whore.
Yeah, if
And
they if
then
they'd
I
made
got
it, if they'd
this
made
old patch too.
oh those picture patches. I used to have a few of those.
Yeah, it's like a
If they
picture patch,
made
but
one,
this one,
if they
Stop
made
showing
one
that one.
ridiculous.
current D in makeup, it'd be Sarah Jessica Parker.
Shit, it looked like Lady Gaga.
Yeah,
Oh my god,
yeah,
that's
man.
terrible.
Yeah, I love those.
I,
I've got some of those old patches like that,
I
just
would
crappy
totally,
tilt
I
screen
would,
ones.
I would totally put that crackhead patch. No problem.
Yeah.
I would put it on a hat.
I
Make a
remember
hat
getting a
out of
bootleg Twisted Sister T-shirt at the fair, and it had like a skull on it, and it said Twisted Sister, like, and the letters were all like shaky looking. It's just some bootleg that, stuff you'd win at the fair throwing darts at balloons and stuff. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have that. I have that as well,
Yep.
Ralph.
That's a good one.
That's
I
cool.
got D to sign mine.
Nice.
That's I want to rock. Yeah. There's
Yeah.
the we're not. There's where we're not going to take it.
Nah, that's cool.
Cool.
This has got Burning Hell and SMF from Hammersmith.
Yeah.
That to me, I gotta tell you, man. Let me show it. To me, this is the greatest.
Hey,
Not only my favorite Twist Sister live album, this is my favorite Twist Sister live album. It's basically my favorite live album of the 80s with Made in Japan.
it's
This
great. It's a great show.
is amazing. And
Where was that What was that recorded at?
Hammersmith.
Hammersmith Odeon.
Hammersmith. Okay.
But I love the part where D is talking to the crowd and he makes them repeat what he's saying. And he tells the crowd, say, I promise, and you hear this thick British accent, I promise. He goes, yeah, there's people with microphones that I will not mess with the guy with the microphone. I will not mess around. I will not fuck the guy with the microphone. Dee Snider to me is like the most hilarious frontman ever.
He is
Ever.
You heard the story about he's telling the people to get up. You people back there, get up. Everybody stand up. They're like, gee, that's the handicap section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually found that out after the show because he was like, cussing him. Then when we went backstage, hey man, those people are handicapped. He's like, oh. But
I got original cassette of that live
nice.
very
album.
Yeah. I need to get that one on vinyl.
This
Yeah.
is the greatest. I love
Who put that out? Back on Black?
Armory. But yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
Back on Black. Rock
Yeah, I need
Flat.
to get that. There's also a 40th anniversary of Stay Hungry that came out, and there's a 40th anniversary of Under the Blade that came out. But they were very nice double albums, but they were like $60 a
Very
piece.
expensive,
Man. They were
yeah.
very expensive. So I didn't get them. I was like, I
Mm-mm.
got all this other stuff.
Nope.
But hey, Count, check this out, man. I just noticed this on this the live tracks on this. Our kids are back. You can't stop rock and roll. We're gonna make it, and it's recorded at the Mid Hudson Civic Center.
Oh yes, they used to play there all the time. I've seen them at the Civic Center twice. I
Yeah.
seen them with
I was wondering if you were
I
at,
seen them
were
with
you at
YN.
this show? You may have been
no,
at this
not
show.
no, that was back when like '84. I went to
Okay.
see him. My first time I went to see Twisted Sister was at the Mid Hudson Civic Center, but they were supposed to open up for Dio, and this was pre-internet. So we get to the show, we had tickets for months. We find out Twisted Sister is off the bill. I never found out what was the reason why. But I talked about it on the Dio episode we did, where Dio just was so amazing. We kind of forgot that they played, but that was at the time where Twisted was like so hot. It would have been great to see them back then, and because I didn't miss them then, I didn't get to see them until years later when they did that 9/11 show. But then they played that Civic Center again like twice, and I went both times. And one time was Y&T and Ingve opening, and actually George Lynch was the first band. I forget what version of whatever he was doing was on, but that was a pretty cool George Lynch, Y&T, Ingve, and Twisted Sister at the
Nice.
Civic Center. That was a really good
The
show.
first time I did see them open for Iron Maiden. That was a disaster. But before that, I saw them. The first time I saw Twist Sister was on Stay Hungry. It was Twist Sister, Y&T, and Docking. And I have a hilarious story what happened to me at that show. I'm all the way up front, and they're playing "Burning Hell," right? You're going, and then like when he goes, "You go down, down, down," and he stops, and I yell, "You're gonna burn in hell!" And Dee Snider looks at me, points at me, and says, "That's my line, asshole. You're gonna burn." That was fucking awesome. He told me to go burn in hell after that. That fucking rule. And yeah, dude, I gotta tell you, Twisted Sister to me was the most energetic back in the 80s. Energetic, pissed off, fucking amazing band. Now, when they opened for Maiden, now this is a funny story. I would tell everybody, Twisted Sister is gonna blow away Iron Maiden because I saw Iron Maiden on the Peace of Mind tour, and they had an off night. I realize now they had an off night. And it was the first time I saw Iron Maiden. I was very disappointed by it. So the next year, they come back with Twist Sister. And I'm telling everybody, get there early. You got to see Twist Sister. They're going to fucking own the night. Well, first off, they come out. They're good. They're kicking ass. But then Dee Snider gets in a fight with some guy in the front row. And I'm telling you, this went on for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it really ruined the vibe of the show. And then later on, to make it worse, at the time, this is when they released a single for The Price. And everybody was loving The Price, you know. And and JJ French gets on the mic and he goes, "Well, we can't play The Price tonight." I mean, why even say it? You know? We can't play The Price tonight. Just don't play it. Don't tell anybody. I just thought it was weak. And then Iron Maiden comes out, and they did the most amazing fucking show ever. Where I ate my words. I was like, it must have been an off night. Because that Power Slave tour fucking ruled. And I got a bootleg of it that Bruce Dickinson sounds 100 times better at the show I was at than he does on Live After Death. But yeah, and that was the only times I saw Twist Sister in the 80s. They didn't come out and play. Love is
That
for
fell
Suckers.
apart. Yeah.
I think Love is for Suckers like lasted like a month, maybe the tour.
I don't even know if they toured for that, did they? I don't know.
Yeah, they did, because there is one show on YouTube. I actually saw it.
I know I've seen the one clip of the one show from Come Out and Play where they had a killer stage show.
Oh, I have a bootleg of it, and it's very bad quality. But yeah, Dee Snider comes out from a manhole, you know, like the album cover, and it's a good show, man. But that album's horrendous. But
there's some saving qualities on there.
I gotta say, one of my favorite.
That is a great packaging there.
One of my favorite Twisted Sister songs ever is "The Fire Still Burns."
Yeah, great song.
That's up there, one of my favorites. And yeah, I had
Looking Out for Number One's pretty cool.
I like the title track.
We skipped Come Out and Play.
I like the video for Be Cruel to Your School because it's Tom Savini with all the zombies and stuff. I mean, and MTV banned the video, would not show it. They said it was just too gory because there was like the guy's arm falls off and stuff, or somebody's, what was it? Something fell off somebody, like a jaw or something. But it was Thriller had the arm fell off of the zombie. They didn't say anything about it. They showed Thriller, but they wouldn't show the Twisted Sister video. But it's
Well,
great because Bobcat Goldthwai's in it, and he sits down in the teacher's lounge next to Tom Savini, and that's Tom Savini, and there's like, what do you listen to? Which is
I
which is on this home video. This is all the videos. It's
had the
included.
little, they had the little fat kid they're talking to. I
Yeah.
don't know if you can see this, but AJ Pirro signed it in silver. Maybe, and I had D sign the front.
This is where I fell off with Twisted Sister.
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't like this.
I was
When I
disappointed.
started getting into heavier stuff, and this was getting way weaker.
No, I bought this album and I was very disappointed.
There's a couple good songs like these guys are saying.
Killer Be Killed is awesome, and
me
Fire
too.
Still Burns. Those are my
That's a
favorites.
leader of the
Couple
pack
good
promos. Here's an import single for You Want What We Got.
Oh wow. I didn't even know that was a single.
And it has the song that wasn't on the album but was only on the CD, King of Fools, the last song. That's a great one, man. That's a really good song. Yep.
And on the
Got
streets is cool too.
Order form in the back for t-shirts that you could order. That's pretty cool.
But otherwise, this album's just garbage.
Yeah, mine does have it.
What is this?
There's a bootleg album for from the Stay Hungry tour. And this Ralph Count, this one's in this is at the Auditorium Theater in Rochester, New York. That's where this is recorded at, in Rochester, New York. And
do you still have the ad in your record?
Yeah, that's that's far away from me. That's like 4 hours.
Look what's in my I put a this was was it the SMFs? It's like an order form as well with Widowmaker stuff. And that's another good thing. I should pull out my Widowmaker stuff. And
I got some of that too.
I got both versions of Desperado.
Does anybody have this video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I used to. I have it on DVD now. Like
That's
a burnt
it.
out.
This is it, Wayne.
Yeah, it has like two sisters in a junkyard and they're talking to the fat little kid as they play videos.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I remember it, I mean,
this is another one I picked up in a video rental store that was getting rid of all their VHS.
Nice.
I got a pretty rare VHS. This one's called D-Vision.
I have that.
I have that
Visual
too.
retrospective on the most outrageous lead singer in rock history.
Yep, I have that too. I forgot to pull that one out. Yeah.
I thought it was a little more rare.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah. I bought that at one of his solo shows, and all of them were autographed.
Where is that CD? Yeah, here you go. So I think it was early 2000s. I went to see, I think it was like 2001 or 2. I went to see D. Snyder's SMFs right here. This is the CD. I bought that D-Vision VHS. I got this CD here. And this was D. Snyder out on the road playing Twisted Sister music, not in makeup. And Keith from Carnivore was his guitar player.
Yeah. Yep. You're right.
And Derek, and the other guitar player was Derek that plays with Overkill now. It's been with Overkill for probably 20 years or so.
I have a picture of both of them. I took a picture of those two guys at the SMF show. And in the picture, like I'm looking at the camera and both of them are like staring at me with mean faces.
Yeah, Keith Alexander. From
he's the one that passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Rutherford wants to know, does anyone else prefer Lovers for Suckers over Come Out and Play?
No, I don't. I think
I'll take up. There's some good songs on this, but this was supposed to be a D. Snyder solo record. This wasn't even supposed to be a Twisted Sister record. And as far as I know, I don't know if, JJ and Eddie may have put some stuff down on it, but Red Beach plays most of the guitar on this album.
They did. Both JJ and Eddie played on this, but it's mostly Red Beach. Like
That first song is awesome. Wake Up the Sleeping Giant.
I love that
Yeah,
song.
that's a great song.
I love that song. I even like Hot Love, and I like
Yeah.
Love Suckers.
Yeah,
I can do without the rest.
pretty much. Yeah.
The last song, yeah, right's okay, but yeah, the first three songs and the last song is everything in between can suck me.
I got this probably a year or two ago. This is the demos from Lovers for Suckers.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I've got it somewhere. I thought I brought it in here. But yeah, that's good. That's got some stuff that didn't make the album.
Yeah.
And
me and the boys.
These are
Yep,
the
I got
two
those two. Yeah.
autographed by D. This one I have on vinyl as well. Part one's awesome. Club Days. This came out, when was it, like maybe early 2000s came out.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. I got a bunch of CDs as well. This is a good tribute album. Forever.
That's what they were promoting that when I went to go see them at a signing at a record store that used to be over here.
Ralphie said you like Hot Love. There's the 7-inch single for Hot Love.
That's
cool. I like that song. It's a nice.
It's a catchy
that
song.
The video was good. They always made good videos. So, I mean, even the Leader of the Pack video is great for what it is. Yeah. That tribute album you mentioned, Ralph. It's funny because that came about because JJ French got into the managing business and stuff. And he was really involved with a lot of the newer metal bands that were coming out. He managed Seven Dust, and it was funny because I saw Seven Dust for the first time in 1997 when I was at Foundations Forum. It turns out I ended up knowing the guitar player and stuff. But he was from North Carolina and stuff, and I used to see him in an old band. Well, anyhow, they gave me an 8x10 photo and autographed it, and it said Rebellion Management. So I was writing for a zine. So after I got back, I ended up calling that number to try to set up an interview with Seven Dust. And it was so funny. I called this number and this kid answers. And I said, "Is this Rebellion Management?" And the kid goes, "Dad, it's for you." and the guy gets on the phone and it's JJ French. And we talked. And he set me up with an interview with them and stuff. There's a show that was coming up. And he was really cool. And I said, "Any chance Twisted Sister's ever going to get back together?" And he goes, "Nope, not going to happen."
So when the kid passed you the phone, did he say, "Hi, I'm JJ French," or how did you know? Did you know beforehand?
No. Well, I did kind of because I met him at that show in California, but I didn't know it was him because he was clean cut, had a sport coat on. The way I found out was Metal Edge had a story in it later on about that Foundations Forum thing, and had a picture of Seven Dust with their manager JJ French. And I was like, "Whoa, that was JJ French." So I wasn't sure if that's who I was calling or not, but when he started talking, he said, "This is JJ," and I knew exactly. Okay, so, and I told him, I said, "Yeah, man, big fan of you and stuff, but the Twisted Sister stuff and all." But anyhow, so he was kind of involved in putting that thing together. That's why it's so many modern bands that were on that tribute album. But there was a new Twisted Sister song included on there. Was it Heroes Never Die? Was that the song?
Sin
Something
City?
like that. Well, maybe I know they did Sin City on something. Maybe that's what they did. Maybe it was what was that movie D. Snyder had, Strangeland?
Yeah.
There was a song on that. That was all new metal too on that soundtrack. It has one Twisted Sister track. That might be the Heroes Die Young or something like that. I can't remember. I used to have that soundtrack.
So. Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to know: Did they ever a single of 30? What LP is it on? Did they ever release a single of 30? I don't know.
No, it wasn't that on the Stay Hungry? Wasn't that the extra song? Yeah.
Yeah, and that song rules.
Yeah, it's a good song.
I didn't like that Heroes song, Twisted like Reunion, but when 30 came out, I was like, now that is a badass song. It's a shame that Twisted Sister just stopped making albums,
Yeah.
They did an album with a bunch of songs 30, I would have been happy.
Well, I tell you, man, they have put out a ton of stuff over the last 20 years. I mean, all the those club day shows. There's been more live shows that's come out on like DVD. You can get CDs. JJ's put a lot of
I
stuff
got I got a couple of bootleg. I had Twisted Sister in New York City, 2003, just like paper burned CDs, But
Ooh,
this one's Twisted Sister Poughkeepsie, 2004. That might have been almost the same one I went to. And I got this one, Eddie Ojeda, The Twisted Method. It's like a guitar, how to play guitar the Twisted Sister way, I guess.
how to
And
do
this live and
we're
whacking.
not going to take it solo.
Yeah. Um, live and whacking. And then this DVD, the video years, says play it loud, mother.
Ralph, I have that too, but it's the whacking is like this, and it's one of those dual discs that has the CD on one side, the
Yeah.
DVD on the other.
Yeah, I have that. I have that as well. Good show. Now this Strangeland DVD, this was I had a special version which brought this like little comic book in it,
Mm.
and believe it or not, the comic book was better than the movie. I saw this. I saw this in the theater. I
Oh my
went,
God.
I went to the theater with my friend Heidi. My friend Heidi's not a metalhead girl, but she loves Dee Snider because when she was a kid, she owned that. Dee Snider had a book saying "Guide to be a Teenager," something like that. You have that, Ralphus?
No, I have his I got his autobiography, of course. And then I got this Twisted Sister, their first official book. It's like a picture book, but this is the first book I ever got by almost any metal band. It's Monsters of Metal series, and it's a Twisted Sister book. A little pocket book. It's like they had like ones for Iron Maiden. I have an Ozzy and an AC/DC one like this, but I know they had like Motley Crue and Def Leppard. I don't know if any of you guys got any of these old books, but
I've got a
but yeah, I don't have
Twisted
the one you're
Sister. I
talking
don't have that. I've got a Twisted Sister book somewhere around here.
Well, Dee Snider wrote a book in the '80s about surviving teenage.
Teenage, yeah,
Yeah. And
that might be.
my friend Heidi was a fanatic of that book. So when the movie came out, we went to go see the movie because she loves Dee Snider. And we even went to go see him one solo. She's such a fan. Man, we're watching this movie, and I couldn't believe how bad it was. But there was a part where they hung Dee Snider, right? And a lightning bolt hits the tree, and he falls to the ground. And he gets up and he goes, "What a rush!"
Yeah.
And Heidi goes, "Can we leave?"
about.
No, man, this shit's so bad. Let's just keep watching. It just got worse and worse after that. What a horrible! But a lot of people love that movie. There's a lot of people that praise Strangeland. I think
What?
it is.
I remember when it was coming out, like Fangora magazine did a big talk up about it, and Dee tried to get Tom Savini to be part of it, but he was working on another movie or something. But when they were describing it, everything sounded amazing. Like that was one of the first movies ever about like an internet predator. Like that wasn't really never done at that time. And I went like two towns over to see it because it wasn't playing in any of the regular theaters. We had to go find it playing. It was only playing two nights and like three towns over. So we made a big deal. We went out to it, and in my theater, the way it lined up on the screen, I could see the boom mics hanging down like the whole fucking
Like
movie.
in
I've
Trick or
never went
Treat.
to a movie like that. It was like it wasn't edited right. But when I got it on DVD, of course, all that was gone. But yeah, I could see a boom mic the whole time. Like you're watching. Yeah, it was just fucking. It's like that Danzig movie, like that he did. He has shit like that in it because it's so low budget. But it just wasn't edited right to fit the screen, and I just never
That
went to a
wasn't a
theater where I
that
was
wasn't a
like
boom
looking.
mic in the Danzig movie.
with
Hey,
the with the with the Danzig, I mean with the Dee Snider too, though, when he was like hanging on the hooks at the end where he's like on fire and stuff, like you could just see it's like a vest and it's like it's so
yeah,
uneven, like it's like pulled up and it's like it looks so fucking horrible.
yeah.
Just so
Uh,
bad.
what's cool too is Dee Snider does the commentary on this, and there's a scene where they look out a window and there's a dog barking, And he even says in commentary, he goes, "Look at this," and they show the dog barking. He goes, "See the dog barking? You see that newspaper next to the dog?" And then they show like the person looking out the window. They go back to the dog barking and goes, "Where'd the newspaper go?" He was pointing at little mistakes and shit. But yeah, I should watch this again. I bought it.
It's not so bad.
It's bad.
It's bad, but I remember the other main actor was Woody Harrelson's brother. Was one of the younger detective that overacts like crazy in the movie. He's Woody Harrelson's brother, and yeah, I'm gonna watch it again. I haven't seen it in years, so
It's not as bad as I remembered when I rewatched it. Like D actually does a really good job at acting. Like when he's playing like the reformed like killer kind of guy, like he's got all his tattoos like in the race and stuff. I thought he did a good job, but it just failed in other ways. But it's a good original story. If it were redone with some money in it, it could be a good remake.
Yeah, I mean, it was just little stuff in there that I thought about, like, he'd been locked up for, what was he locked up for, 20 years or something, and he gets out and his house is still there and everything's still in it. They never went in and found the secret rooms or anything, and it's just all still there.
and the newspaper was there. Then it was
Yeah.
I like the scene with the band Bile where they go into like a club and the band Bile was playing. I was a big fan of that band. They were like one of the first like real heavy industrial bands that I got into. And the band Crisis does that Captain Howdy on the soundtrack, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, Crisis was cool. Saw them.
Yeah.
Everybody had
Yeah.
this one.
Oh yeah, Big Hits and Nasty Cuts.
That was my first one.
That's the
And this-
first one I ever got on CD because that's the only one you could get on CD.
I
This
got it
was-
on cassette and CD.
This was a good one. This was Mike Portnoy on drums.
Yeah, I got that too.
Yep.
And somebody said they wanted to wish Twisted Sister would come back, and I believe they are with Mike
Yeah.
Portnoy, are they not?
Yeah,
There's talk
Yeah.
about it.
they are because both D and JJ said we're getting ridiculous offers now. Maybe we will do it.
Yeah.
What's lame
Yeah.
is that their very last show, they ended as an opening act for Kiss. That's how they ended their career.
Really?
Opening for Kiss.
I didn't know
That
that.
ain't right.
And like Mexico too. It was like in
Yeah.
Mexico too, right? Or something.
Mexico, and they were opening for Kiss. It's like, what kind of farewell show is that?
Mm.
I can
Yeah.
understand playing the show, but making it your farewell show? And what the fuck? Nobody stays farewell.
Yeah.
Come back. Like I said, man, that Hurricane Relief show. I mean, you had the Rod, you had Anvil, Raven. They were fucking all amazing. But man, when Twisted Sister came out, they blew away everybody. It just demolished. And they didn't even headline. They had to play earlier in the set because D had to get up be at the airport at some ridiculous hour. So they had to play early. But my God, they destroyed but everybody was good. I can't say they destroyed everybody, but they were the best band there. All the bands that night kicked ass. They were all
One of the first times I saw them, like I said, was in the early 2000s. They played. There was this in Richmond, Virginia. There was this little amphitheater like thing. They would do these live after five concerts on Wednesdays, and they had Twisted Sister. I saw several acts there: Alice Cooper, Judas Priest, and stuff. But they had Twisted Sister, and they had an opening band. The opening band was playing, and the sky just got dark, and the storm was coming in, and they announced there's a tornado warning. Everybody needs to take cover. So they covered up the amps and stuff, and everybody they told us don't go to your cars. Everybody ran to the office complex and were like going into buildings. They were letting everybody go in, and the storm blew over, and it was a mess. And they came back. There was probably 500-600 people there. There was after the storm, a bunch of people left. There's probably a couple hundred people left. They squeegeed the stage off, uncovered the gear, band came out, played, kicked ass. Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, Twisted Sister was a hell of a band. A live band. They were take no prisoners, man. Like they said,
D's a great front man. What a great front man. All his
Absolutely.
banter and all that shit. He was great.
I was very influenced by Dee Snider because Dee Snider, you can tell, he never rehearses what he's going to do on stage. It's all of the moment, and that's how I was. Like, I never ever thought, what am I going to say in between songs? Dee Snider was the king at that, and he would make it fucking hilarious, man. He was just a funny fucking motherfucker. And so
All
Right.
those years in the clubs, all those years in the club, he just became a master of being on stage and being able to work with a crowd.
yeah, the way he would grip a crowd too. It
Oh
was
yeah, eating out of his hand, man. Yeah.
it was pretty amazing watching him, just grab a crowd in his hand. Always, I saw Dee Snider solo. I saw him during the Strangeland promotion. He did a tour where his hair was red, like the movie, and that was a great show. And then I saw the SMFs. That was with AJ Piro, which they played that 9/11 show, and it was right after that 9/11 show. The SMFs came down here, and when I met Dee Snider, I met him in the daytime. I'm out there, my Twist Sister stuff. And Dee's like, hey, who's playing tonight? AJ Pure. I was like, where is he? He's like, go get AJ, AJ came out, signed my shit, and then I went to go take a picture, and AJ walked out of the way. I was like, hey, where are you going, man? Get over here. You gotta get in the picture. You're fucking AJ Piro. Guy was you want to talk about an underrated drummer? That guy
Yeah.
was like John Bond. I
He's
mean,
killer.
he
Killer.
hit.
We
He
were
hit.
he did that last Adrenaline Mob album. And it was covers, and they do a cover of Snorting Whiskey, Pat Travers. Man, he's doing all this double bass stuff in it. And I was playing it for a friend of mine. I said, do you know who's playing drums on this? He goes, Portnoy. I'm going, no. And I went, AJ Pero. And he's like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, man, he's a killer player, man. People don't give him props for it. He's really good.
And this right here.
Yeah. hmm
He played on.
There's two versions of that. The original EP that had that same cover didn't have AJ on it. Then they did a whole album and they used the same cover and they airbrushed AJ in on the photo.
I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
wild.
Wow.
I had no
Yeah,
idea that. I always thought this was just their first album, and that's it.
But that album got a lot of publicity and they got signed to Metal Blade because AJ Pero was in the band, you know.
This one
And
is
the bass player on their Sal, he ended up playing in Anvil for a few years.
and Sal also played bass in a Van Halen tribute band I saw.
And Live After Death, the Iron Maiden tribute.
Yeah, I remember my friend said, hey man, the bass player of Cities is playing tonight in a Van Halen tribute band. I went just for that. They were good though. The only odd thing, and I've never seen it since, the guy that played David Lee Roth in the Van Halen tribute band looked like David Lee Roth, very fit and everything. But boy, was it disturbing that he had a fucking tramp stamp. He had no tattoos except a tramp stamp. I never seen a dude with a tramp stamp.
Did it say, give me a bottle of anything in a glazed donut?
Yeah. But yeah, this is awesome. Anybody out there now hasn't heard this? It's called City, and the album's called Annihilation Principle. Fucking amazing stuff. Great drumming on it,
Yeah.
When you think of we're not going to take it, just that very first, what like song it is just from the first. That's such a recognizable thing. Like there's not many songs you can think of where the drum is the first thing you're hearing and you can guess what it is.
You know something.
Do it again. Hold on. Do it again.
No,
think about this too. AJ was pretty young. He was younger than those guys because he wasn't that old when he died. So, I mean, I was thinking back, he was probably like 19 years old, 20, 21 years old when Stay Hungry was out. He was really young.
You know that We're Not Gonna Take It intro was a ripoff of Come On Feel the Noise, Quiet Riot. Dee Snider admitted it.
Yeah, it's very similar.
He heard the Quiet Riot song and he goes, oh man, I want to write a song where it starts with a drum and the chorus with the drums and then go into the song. That's exactly how that song is. All right, I
Ralph, you
got
And
said
that's a Who song too, right? The We're Not Gonna Take It.
the what?
No.
they had a song called "We're Not Going to Take It." Yeah, the
No.
Who did.
Oh
There's a
yeah,
song called We're Not Gonna Take It by the Who.
yeah, that's on Tommy. And I got both versions of this. This is a band Dee Snider did with Clyde Burr,
Yeah, I just got that.
Bernie Torme,
Yeah.
and
So I believe the one that you have in your right hand was the official version. This was actually a bootleg. D was saying the original version.
I bought this, and I know you bought it from there too, Tony, in the past. In the 90s, man, Ram Music.
Ram Music. Yep.
Ram Music had this. I said, I gotta get it.
Some
What
of the
great,
songs ended up being Widowmaker songs
yeah,
later.
like Evil.
Yeah.
Am
Yeah,
I
it was,
Evil?
that's all it was. Yep. Most of them were. I
So,
think.
but it's Bernie. It's if people that don't know, this is Dee Snider with Bernie Torme that played with Ozzy and Gillan, and it's Clive Burr from Iron Maiden on drums, and the bass player is kind of an unknown guy.
Wasn't the bass player in Widowmaker? I think he went on
Yeah,
to.
Mark ended up in Widowmaker. So that was the first Widowmaker record, Blood and Bullets. They had
I got their demo. I got their demo.
Who's that?
nice.
I got a Desperado demo.
That's cool.
Oh,
It's like
cool.
like something you would have bought at the show before they put it out on CD.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
That's cool.
My friend that loved them, he got this.
Blood and Bullets was a good record. They had Al Pitrelli on guitar on this one, and the drummer was Joe Franco, who replaced AJ in Twisted Sister. Joe was on the
Love
what
Us for
was it? The
Suckers.
Love Is for Suckers album. Yeah,
I
he
like
was.
that album. That album's really good.
It's got some good stuff on it.
A lot of people don't agree with me, but I love this album.
I got it on cassette and CD.
I
Yeah.
do love it, but I thought the
Oh.
second one was. I
Well,
ended up
the second one's heavier. Yeah,
really heavy. I was lucky enough. They threw this out, very limited amount of them, and I was lucky enough to get this on vinyl. This
that's a
out.
couple. These are CD singles from the just Killing Time and Ready to Fall from the second Widowmaker album.
I don't have it handy, but when the Widowmaker CD came out, the first one, you can order a videotape and a signed poster. I got them both.
I've got I've got it on DVD. Somebody recorded for me. Yeah, the whole
Yeah,
concert.
I have it. I have the signed poster as well. That was very limited, but yeah, I highly recommend Stand By for Pain. But
Yeah, I need to get one of those on vinyl. Yeah,
most people prefer Blood and Bullets, so check this one out. If you
yeah.
don't like
Check them both out. There's only 2
I
albums.
wish Blood and Bullets would come out on vinyl too. That one they were on a weird label. They were on Esquire Records that kind of came and went. So that's probably there's a couple of solo. There's one of these solo records. This is
I
called
have that.
Never Let the Bastards Grind You Down. That's really good.
Like
And
the
there's
first,
Eddie Ojada's solo record.
what's the first song on that Dee Snider album? It's total Motorhead, hardcore, total Motorhead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got that CD as well.
I never bought any of these stuff, of the solo stuff. I don't know. I don't.
Oh,
He doesn't write any of it, so it just doesn't feel right.
No. He wrote all of it except the last 2 albums. He didn't write none of it.
Okay.
Yeah, this is written by him.
And
The Eddie Ojeda records, D's on it, Jolene Turner, a bunch of different guests on it.
Yeah, I got that too. I got it autographed when I met Eddie.
this is garbage.
Yeah, Ronnie James Dio on this.
Yeah, see, I
makes it
wouldn't
really
buy
special.
Yep, Ronnie's on it. Yep.
This is not a good album.
No, doesn't look like it would be.
We Are the Ones. I only like the piano version of We're Not Going to Take It. I like it more than the original. This was good. Really, side 1 For the Love of Metal. Side 1 and side 2 ends with For the Love of Metal. Good stuff. This one's okay, but I'll tell you what really rolls is this one. They do the Twisted Sister songs, but heavier. It's more crunchier. And I have this also on DVD. It came where and they do Fire Still Burns on here.
Yeah, that's great.
A lot of good stuff, man. I highly recommend. It's called For the Love of Metal Live. This was really good. Yeah, that's it. That's all my Twisted Sister stuff, man.
Yeah.
I got a
Lots of
few more
stuff.
things.
Let's show
I
it,
got some
Ralph.
shirts. I'm sure Ralph's got some
I got
shirts.
this live at Astoria. It's a DVD and CD. I don't know if someone
Yep.
showed that already,
I
but
was gonna, but I didn't. I got that too.
I got some bootleg cassettes. This is live in Rochester. That's actually the one Tony was bringing up before, and live in Detroit, 1984. They like got like a picture of JJ on the cover, but it's got all the song titles printed out. And this one, D. Schneider, Sick Motherfuckers, Cahoots, live, 1995. Just no like cover. Twisted Sister, Detroit in 79.
Wow.
This
Wow.
one,
They doing a bunch of covers on that
this
one.
one probably. Yeah, it's Rock and Roll Saviors, Pay the Pride for Loving You, Pay the Price for Loving You, Follow Me, Under the Bleed, Ladies Boy,
Doing their
let's
own
see,
stuff.
yeah, there's like, I mean, there's some songs that I don't recognize Without You, but I don't know if they're like cover songs, but pretty rare one. I got this one, Twisted Sister, SMF Party, New Jersey, 1981. Pretty old stuff. Twisted Sister, part two of it from 1981. Then I got this. I got Twisted Sister live in Donington, bootleg DVD. D. Schneider, Never Let the Bastards Wear You Down, bootleg. This one, Twisted Sister live at Hammerheads. This one's from 1982.
Ooh. Where's
Then
Hammerhead?
let's see. It's in Long Island, where Wayne's from.
I never heard of it.
No, that place been closed forever, man.
I'm sure. Yeah.
That's part of the Twisted Sister.
Then I got the D. Schneider Super 7.
Yep, I got that.
Comes
too.
with his own
Yeah,
bone
I've got one too.
that he chews
Hanging up
on.
back here.
he chews on that mom.
Then I got this is pretty cool thing. My friend who gave me a lot of this stuff and pay our tickets for driving them. He used to have this airbrushed on the back of his leather jacket, and then he couldn't fit into the jacket no more, so he cut it out, and then he ended up just giving it to me and threw away the jacket. But it's got a bunch of like Twisted Sister buttons on them, a couple of old ones on there. This one's pretty old.
What is that? A Twisted Sister pin on your backpack?
On your leather jacket. Then I got this is I got a picture right here of here's JJ holding a record as he's telling a story. He's holding my Twisted Sister 7-inch, and he's telling the story. Like he's like, look at the back of that. He's like, look at the people we thank. It's like they thank Ozzy and Deep Purple and everybody. And he's like, we didn't know any of those fucking people. We just thought if we put all their names on there, they'll think that we're big shots or whatever. But I got my
Ozzy, Tony, Bill,
I got
Bond, Robert.
both of these. And my version with the lady boy thing and stuff, I got it signed, but it didn't have a cover. He just signed it. But I got this other picture. There's like me and my wife meeting JJ. He's got the big Twisted Sister banner behind us. Then I got here's my wife with Eddie Ojeda. There's me with Eddie. And me with AJ Perro, my wife. And then me with D, and my wife is in that too. And I got I got this shirt. I Still Want to Rock. It's actually signed by D, so I can't wear it because if you wash it, you'll lose the autograph.
I got that one. I got that one on a black T-shirt at the SMF show that I went to.
Very cool.
And then this is like my coolest thing is I got a official SNF card. When I met JJ, he was like one of the coolest. He was like really talkative. D was really cool, but he had like a long line behind him. But when I was meeting JJ, he was like, "This is the rarest thing I got here for sale. It's only $5." And he pulled it out. It's like a plastic little card. It's an SMF Twisted Sister card that if you join the fan club, you would get it, and it's got like a numbered thing on the back. But I put that in the frame here, and I got a bunch of pics, and this is fully signed by the band, 8x10, and it's signed by everybody, even though I didn't meet Mendoza, but this was something that you could buy at the show separately. But then I got pics from catching him, and one of the pics is from a Twisted Sister Christmas show. I don't know if you could see it in there, but it's got like the Twisted Sister symbol with a little Christmas hat. And yeah, that's it. That's all.
I got to say, I interviewed Eddie Ojeda in Nashville for the Rockin' Pod. And I said to him, I go, look, man, is this real? Did Dee Snider write all the lyrics and the music? Because that's what it's billed as. Like Dee Snider wrote all the music and lyrics. And Eddie Ojeda was like, that's bullshit. I wrote the beginning of The Price. And he named a couple other songs. I'm like, Eddie Ojeda, Jakey Lee has something like, in common.
Yeah, I always wondered about that myself. I know D plays guitar, but he may have wrote the chord structures and stuff like that, but all the nuances here and the solos, no.
And the drumming, come on. I always wondered that. I was like, really? He wrote everything? And Eddie Ojeda, man, I was like, oh shit, this shit's gonna make Blabbermouth. Nobody gave a fuck. He said that shit. To me, it's a big deal, man.
I think it was a big deal with the band too, because there was a lot of controversy of like royalties and stuff, where the songwriter was getting all the royalties. Everybody else was like fucking back to their regular 9-to-5 jobs and shit.
Yeah. I mean, you hear detail that story about, I mean, how by the end of the Come Out and Play tour, which is very short lived, they were bankrupt. And it's just hard to believe how much money they made on Stay Hungry, and then you were turn around, like probably 15 months later, and you don't hardly have any money left. It's amazing. He said he was riding a bike back and forth to work.
Yeah, D's book. Yeah,
telemarketer
his wife
job.
was pretty much paying his wife was paying the bills pretty much.
She was making stage clothes and stuff like that. Yeah, it's crazy. Dee's done we were talking about Dee's acting. When Ralph, our mutual friend Mike Proctor, me and Mike went to New York in it was 2010. We went to New York to see that Japanese band X Japan. They were doing a show there, and we got there really early that morning. And Mike said, "Hey, let's see what's going on." And he said, "Look, Rock of Ages is on Broadway. We should go. There's a matinee show." So we got tickets and went and saw Rock of Ages. It turns out it was Dee Snider's first show, first performance, and he did a great job. He played the bartender guy or whatever, and after the show, a little while later, we were hitting record shops and stuff, and we saw D, and we walked up and caught up with him and just told him we just saw the show. He goes, "Oh, how did I do? That was my first show and stuff, But he never stopped walking. He was like, "Walk with me," because he knew if he stopped, somebody would recognize him.
Yeah,
because he had his hair in a ponytail. I mean, his hair was in a ponytail, but it still looked like Dee Snider.
Yeah, I was at a Chinese buffet and I recognized it was Dee Snider. It's the hair.
Look at that.
How are you not going to recognize this guy?
Yeah.
What is that from? That book?
Just from this book. Yeah, the book.
That's crazy.
This was released like a year, maybe this year or last year, but it's called Twisted Sister Early Singles, and it's got the picture like the original, that girl with the half top. Like, do any of you have that?
It's what it is that it's these two singles. It's these two. So you got 4 songs on a 12-inch record with that cover on.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah. That's why I didn't buy it. I was like, I already got this.
There's not much information on it, so I was always curious what the heck it was.
So D has moved to North Carolina now. He lives in Greensboro, and so I've had people already hearing about people seeing sightings of him in different places around, and he made an appearance last year, like about this time last year, he did an appearance at some local car dealership in Greensboro. He signed autographs for like 4 or 5 hours, and everybody said he was so cool. He spent time with everybody that went through the line. It didn't cost you nothing to meet him. He'd sign whatever you had. The dealership was paying him. I'm sure his wife got a nice new car out of that deal. But the first thing I thought about when I heard D. Snyder's going to be at the local car dealership was the Eastbound and Down episode with you know you know the Ashley Schaefer BMW episode where
You guys ever watch
come
that
on
show?
DC, come on D,
Yeah,
sing us
yeah,
a
that
song.
show was
People
good.
want to hear you sing.
Ralph, did you ever watch that show?
What show?
Eastbound and Down?
Bound and Down.
Oh, you
Yeah.
have to watch that
Oh,
show.
dude, it's
Yeah,
hilarious.
I watched it. It was great.
And it takes place in North Carolina too. So
Yeah, so I'm sure you could relate, Tony.
yeah, but that was cool. I mean, I thought that was really cool that D went and did this, and he didn't charge a dime for any autographs or anything. I thought it was very, very cool because I wanted to go. We had plans to go to a show that evening, and I just didn't have time to go way out there 2.5 hours and then get back. And but and I said, oh, it's going to be it's going to be crazy. Probably not. It's going to be rushed. It's probably not even worth going. And everybody said, oh, it was. He stayed until everybody got a chance to meet him, and he spent time with everybody. Because some people said they stood in line for like 3 or 4 hours, but it was worth it when they got their spot. They got up there. He took time with everyone, so that's cool. So hopefully he'll do some more stuff like that in the area. We'll see him more. He's wanting to start. He's starting a film company. North Carolina has like a lot of tax resources and stuff for movies and stuff. So he's wanting to start a film company here with his family. He moved his whole family here, like all the kids. A couple of them are one of them's a stand-up comic, I think, and so hey, they got a compound. Good for them.
There's a nice comment here in the chat. At Almost Human, the way you guys talk with such passion about all these bands is so inspiring. I wish I cared about anything as much as you guys care about these bands. You guys are metal as fuck.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. We
That-
are.
Well, what was that? Count Ralph. I saw that.
What was that, Ralph?
I saw that thing flying. Count Ralph was his face. What was that?
What?
There's something just floating in your
Oh,
face.
yeah, some bug got in.
I saw you looking at it. Yeah, it looked like a bat.
It was a bat.
I got it.
Ah!
I had it. I just caught it.
Well,
That's in your room.
Well, before we go, I got some useless information for everybody that you don't care what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. Wayne said earlier to check out that TV show, right?
Yeah.
I don't watch much TV. I really don't. But tomorrow, I have somebody coming over here to install a 77-inch 4K TV with a 4K player, with furniture to hold shit up, and surround sound. And I'm getting surround sound. I know none of you care, but you heard it anyway.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool,
Happy
man.
for you.
Yeah.
Hey, I got the 50th anniversary of my favorite movie, Jaws, on 4K, and that's the first thing. I'm not gonna I don't know what time this guy's coming here, but when he does, I'm gonna be here for him to install it and do all the shit. But I got a lot of shit to do, which is fine because I want to turn that TV on when it's dead at night and smoke some marijuana and watch Jaws.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then watch Eastbound Down.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask the dude, hey, can you hook me up with the Wi-Fi so I can get on all these channels? Now you don't even have to pay for cable and shit.
You don't, but
Well, by the time you pay for all the streaming networks, you're
about the
paying
same price or more.
Yeah, but
we've got like 6 of them, but you can get Tubi and you can get Tubi and Freevee and Roku channels for free, and there's tons of stuff to watch, especially a lot of horror movies, concerts, everything.
Well, check this out. I got Netflix, Paramount, HBO, and what was the other one? I got all that shit. My friend's pay for it. I got their
Yeah,
an
that's
email.
yeah.
So,
Sometimes like Netflix is you can't watch it like if it's a different IP address, they block it if they figure it
Yeah.
out. Sometimes
not
it
me.
takes them a while. Yeah,
Not me.
it
They
must be Florida.
yeah. I can get on Netflix. I can get on all that shit. So I'll be doing that tomorrow. Yeah. No, of
Netflix.
course.
Yeah, Ralph Vieira, he's sharing Netflix password.
Hey.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, fuck it. I have this fetish that when I get arrested and shit, it's a fetish of mine. I love it. So yeah, tell on me. They're on the door pounding to get in. I'm whacking off, waiting for that moment. Hell yeah. I'm whacking off David Ellison style, baby. Hell yeah.
They bust in and you bust out at the same time. Yeah, okay. All right.
He's sweating bullets.
I want to thank everybody out there for watching this amazing, man, almost human live rules because we are such fanatics. We have all this rare shit to show you all. And that makes us the best live show on the internet.
I think that's gonna be my new Facebook picture.
The Lady Gaga D. Snyder.
That's a scary looking crack whore. It's
that looks like what Amy Winehouse might look like now. I don't know.
yeah, she's
The corpse.
she's
I just noticed that the eyes have like some kind of like reflective something on them.
I found it on eBay. I put it in the chat. It's $20 on eBay if you want
I have a feeling
Yes.
it.
Wow.
Well, there you go, everybody.
All right, you're scaring the chat.
I thought you would have been off for that.
Twist the rules. That crack whore and Sammy Hagar Belcher sucks. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in this week. Check us next week, because let me tell you something. Next week, we got a great show for you because my idea for next week hasn't come yet. I'll probably figure it out during Sunday and Monday, and it's going to be awesome, whatever the hell I think about. So on behalf of Count Ralphus, D. Snyder, Tony Dio, and Wayne Noon, and myself, Dr. Fuckalicious, I want to thank you all for watching the Toss My Salad reviews. Smack 'em a gob. Sick motherfucker.